And once again, we're at Basegard School where Barton Town is training. We have the women's team here tonight as well as the first team. It is a cold night. I think yesterday was the coldest for about 20 years in the area. So it's pretty chilly here tonight. We're going to have a word with the managers of the respective teams. The first team is Anthony Bowsley, and the women's team is Amy Bartop-Blinkhorn. So we'll let them get sorted and get training sessions underway, and then we'll have a word with them. Good evening, Bowles.
Good evening, Trevor.
A very chilly night here.
Very cold. Very cold.
I think it was one of the coldest for a long time in the area last night. So
I think, God, last night and the night before, I think very, very cold. It wasn't nice. It wasn't so good stood there on the touchline. I know that on Tuesday evening, but yeah.
And we didn't have a wind to warm us up.
No, nothing. It was very cold all around. Wasn't it? Not.
Yeah.
Yeah, not for the purists. Like I say, just stood there on the sideline. It's one of those nights you'd rather be running around. But yeah, it was. I mean, credit to the ground staff though. They got the game on. I think it was the only game on that night, wasn't it? So I know they've had some issues with the pitch in the past, or certainly not this season. Touch wood. But yeah, it was. Yeah, credit to the ground staff for getting the game on. It wasn't brilliant, but it was good enough on the night. So yeah, credit to the ground staff.
So it seemed to be first half. Certainly, we seemed to be very competitive. It seemed very even.
I mean, it was very, very scrappy, wasn't it, the first half? I mean, we're referring to the Lincoln game here, aren't we? Very scrappy. I don't recall many teams. I think they had one chance, didn't they? Maybe about 35 minutes in. Other than that, I don't recall. It was probably defences were on top on both sides. Very scrappy. Patches of football played, but it's very difficult in those conditions. Windy, absolutely freezing. Pitch a bit bobbly, so yeah, it kind of went the way I thought it might go, really. And then the second half, it started off probably the same way for the 10 minutes, and then they had a strong 15-20 minute spell, didn't they, where it looked like the goal was coming, then it did come, and then they got another pretty quick after it, and then we came to life, really, got one back, and then probably it would have been against the run of play, but we probably should have took it to penalties with Tom's header. There was another way that he hit like the backside of the bar, didn't he? It was a strange one. And then there was one even after that, I think virtually before the whistle went, I think Grant smashed it across the face of goal from literally 3 or 4 yards out. And I'll be honest with you, I don't really know what happened. I tried to watch it on the video and it's almost like stops on 3 yards out, then the goalie managed to pick it up and that was it. It's virtually game over. So, but I don't think we did enough to win the game, if I'm being totally honest. Yeah, not that they was brilliant, but yeah, I don't think we fully deserve that one. And I can accept it when it's like that. It's disappointing, but yeah, it is what it is. We wanted to go through in that one, as we don't want to do well in all the competitions. But yeah, it wasn't meant to be. But I certainly can't knock the work rate or the attitude of the players. It was a good effort. But yeah, there was just a lack of quality probably from both teams, barring, like I say, a 15-minute spell and probably a 10-minute spell was at the end. Yeah, so but yeah, we move on to the weekend. Train tonight and move on.
On the player front, I believe, has Charlie Clements now gone back to Grimsby?
Yeah, he was recalled on Monday morning. I think they want him to go with the first team. I think that might be to train, and then they also had a game on the Tuesday in the Lynx Cup. It might have been the other section or side of it. I'm not sure what it's called. And they wanted him to play 90 minutes for them, which he did. And then I think he's playing. He might play for them again tomorrow. Maybe Friday game. Where I believe the first team manager wanted to have a look at him, or close look at him. And then they always wanted to get him. To be fair, the deal was almost there. They did say it'd be a couple of months to start off with. It's been cut short by a week or so. But that's up to them. They've got the power. The player is contracted to them, and that we knew the sort of deal from the off. So yeah, he's gone back. We wish him well. He obviously did well. I don't know how many games he played. Did he play about 12 maybe?
Yeah, played quite a few.
Yeah, he did quite well overall. Probably would have liked to get him a couple more starts. I think he started 3 or 4 from the off, didn't he? Managed to get a couple of goals, one off the bench. I think one when he started away. I think it was Harrowby. I think it was.
Yep.
Yeah, he done well when he came on. Been a bit unfortunate, really, that we sort of picked up quite well, didn't we? We was unbeaten for a number of games, and which meant the team didn't change too much. But yeah, we wish him well. He's great attitude, nice kid. We wish him well.
Now we've also got some new faces, or new old faces as well.
Yeah.
We have James Williamson back.
Yeah, he's come back. I think he's been at Bridlington for 3 or 4 seasons. Been their club captain in the league above. He terminated his contract. It was something we thought we'd sorted about 6 weeks ago, or kind of agreed 6 weeks ago, but then I think he wanted to spend some time with the family, his missus. So then we managed to get him over the line last week, and he made his first start on Tuesday against Lincoln, went right back.
Then we have Harry Lovick.
Yeah, Harry's joined us. Obviously, he was at Pickering also on a contract at the beginning of the season. I think the travelling was a bit too much for him, I believe, and I think he's familiar with 3 or 4 of our lads already, probably even more actually. So he'd asked to potentially see if there was something available. So he's obviously a good player, some we've been aware of for a year or so. So we took the opportunity to bring him in, and he adds a bit of quality to as both of them do to the squad. So he's obviously he was involved against Albion. I think he played about 25 minutes on the Friday. And then he obviously played about 65, I think, maybe 65, 70 minutes on Tuesday. So good to get him up and running, and them two certainly make the squad stronger.
And I've been told today, Lucas Robinson.
Yeah.
Coming from goal.
We actually put 7 days in for him about. Maybe when we played him, didn't we, early on? I don't know what game week it was, but we played them fairly early on, maybe September time, maybe September, October time. I can't remember the exact date, I thought he was a big threat for them out wide. We put 7 days initially. He opted to stay at goal, and then I think they've had a flurry of players coming in and out, haven't they? And he's basically messaged and just asked if there was anything still available. So we said to come train last week. He's come train last week, and then there's a grey area because we'd put 7 days and we didn't know if we could do it again or not. And then I've just been informed today that he's been signed off. So he's training as well tonight, which we knew he was anyway. So he'll join the squad also, and he's big tall lad. I don't know if you've seen him, but he's about 6'6". He's not like your traditional kind of striker. He sort of drifts wide and he's got good feet. He's quick. So it'll be good to get him on board and hopefully get him involved sooner rather than later in the team.
All being well, it's going to be warm on Saturday, but it's also potentially to be extremely wet.
Looks it, doesn't it?
So I've looked at Sackley, sort of 6, I think, at the moment.
Yeah, 56 are they? I'm not sure. Yeah, they might have dropped a slot. They've generally been in the upper regions, haven't they, of the league for virtually from the off. They had a really good start. I've looked. They've had some not so good results the last 3 or 4 games. Obviously got a bit of a beating last weekend at Beverley. So but obviously they've got some good players. They've tallied a decent amount of points already, which is good. Hopefully they have an off day, and we have one of our good days at the weekend. But it won't be an easy task. I'm not too sure. That obviously it's really cold at the moment. I think it's probably like -1 if anything. Is it at the minute? No, maybe 1 degree. I'm not sure. It's not. But I think at the weekend it's certainly. Last time I looked, I think it's 11, 12 degrees. However, it didn't look too great on the rain front. I don't know if that's chucking it down with rain or it's just spitting. I don't know. We'll see. But hopefully, like I say, the pitch can hold up. I think my understanding is I've not ever been anywhere it's been torrential rain, if you like. But my understanding is if it is, it's in. I mean, a lot of pitches are, aren't they? They're in trouble, aren't they? So there's not just us. I think there's Hallam and 3 or 4 other clubs in the league who struggle if. There's some torrential rain. But I think on the positive note, I think the club have got the funding, haven't they, or the go ahead to get the planning permission. For early next year or middle of next year, so that's positive. It is what it is. If there's too much rain, it gets called off. That's all about control, isn't it? But we look forward to it, and hopefully we can continue our good home form. We're unbeaten at home, and that's something that we'd like to continue. Certainly on Saturday moving forward.
Okay, thank you very much.
Lovely. Cheers, Trev.